Hi, and welcome back to this channel, Hunter UK. Well, it's been some 4 months since I published a video, and I thought it was about time that I let you know that I'm still alive and I'm still working on the Las Vegas shooting. Yes, 2020 was a very bad year for all of us, but it was especially bad for me at the back end of 2020 when I lost three members of my family, of which one of them was my mum. It died in September. So, yeah, it was really tough time, and that's why we have a delay. But I managed to pull through. So anyway, moving on. In my last video 4 months ago, I told you that I was teaming up with a guy who's called Richard, who is a creator and has his channel called Vegas October 1 Sounds. And we have continued that partnership solidly for the last 4 months. I think between us, we've done, I don't know, 60 videos. Now, there's going to be a lot of you out there saying, Hunter, Richard, there's nothing more to look at. You might as well just move along. Well, I can assure you that this is not the case in our opinion. So if you take me as an example, my subscribers know that for nearly 3 years, I have only looked at the Mandalay Bay, especially focusing in on the 1st of October and the Lock interrogation report. And I never went outside of that. But after talking to Richard, we felt that it was very important that we needed to go outside of our focused areas and to look at the bigger picture. We need to reduce this big picture into sections, into what we call projects. In addition to that, we needed some documentation control, of which Richard is still working on. That in itself took many discussions and many videos. But thanks to Richard, I believe that we are really getting there. Now, we are both aware that there is a proposed information dump coming of March or April of this year. We both feel that there is already a lot of gaps and many questions that needs to be asked with the current information. Therefore, we are adding to a spreadsheet of the missing evidence. But what we started to find as we went deeper are things that we called head scratchers. So last weekend I talked to Richard about sharing with you just one of these head scratching areas. So we got this project whereby we needed to dig deep and we needed to come up with a subsection of this project. This subsection of this project led us to a particular date, which is the 26th of September 2017. Now I have to say, of course, with the head scratching, you begin to speculate. And me and Richard are no different to anyone else. However, in this video, we will give you the head scratching moments but without the speculation. So let me start off with this. And this is what was written in the report about the 26th of September. We have Stephen Paddock at Mesquite, whereby the report states he left at 2012 and he arrived at the Ogden at 2100 hours. 2 minutes later, he has left the vehicle at the Ogden, and whereby Stephen Paddock walked around and he gambled at the El Cortez at 2102. At 22:23, which is 1 hour and 21 minutes later, Stephen Paddock went back to the Ogden, and 1 minute later he departed the Ogden to drive to the Mandalay Bay. Upon arrival at the Mandalay Bay from 22:45 to 22:52, which is some 7 minutes, Stephen Paddock valeted his car and he took 6 cases on a cart and rolled one suitcase himself to room 135. The Lock interrogation report backs that up by showing that the door was swiped at 22:52. Here I've included the photograph. It was released by the MGM. Although I don't like the timestamp, you can clearly see this is the 26th of September and the time is at 22:48. So from the entry of the service elevator, he has 4 minutes to go up in the lift, down a 200 wing, down a 100 wing, and swipe the door of 135. So, our first head scratching. What we got from this was that Stephen Paddock drove to the Ogden, he parked at the vehicle, and he didn't go to any room within the Ogden. He left for the El Cortez straight away. He gambled for 1 hour and 14 minutes, and then left the Ogden straight away. Again, no time to suggest that he went to any of the rooms in the Ogden. Now, upon arriving at the Mandalay Bay, he dumped off his suitcases, and he was just in the room for 12 minutes, as the lock interrogation report shows you. He went downstairs then to gamble. So the first question we posed is, why did he travel from Mesquite to the Ogden only to gamble? He'd left 7 cases in the vehicle whilst he gambled. If gambling was the motive, why not just drive straight to the Mandalay Bay? Because that's all he did once he got to the Mandalay Bay. So we decided to dig just a little bit deeper, and then we came across this issue. This is from Release 35, Officers Report 1. The D Las Vegas. The video shows that Paddock gambled at the casino on September the 26th, 2017. Paddock entered the casino at 21:02 and left the property at 22:16. The video shows Paddock walked from the D Las Vegas in the direction of the Ogden condos. Head scratching movement. Because in the final report, as I said, it says from 21:02 hours to 22:16 hours, Paddock walked around and gambled at the El Cortez Hotel. So it clearly states that they have video of him leaving the D, not the El Cortez. This is not the first time that they have made a major mistake into the final report. So that led us to another head scratcher. We looked at all the timings. So we know it's about between 5 and 10 minutes walk from the Ogden to the D. So we started to question the 2100 hours, the arrival at the Ogden, because it should be included in the walk. So let's say 7 minutes to tie into the 21:02. So that would mean that Stephen Paddock actually arrived at the Ogden at 20:55. Now, if you look at the return to the Ogden, the video says that it shows Stephen Paddock leaving the D at 22:16. That ties in with the final report that states he left the Ogden at 20:23. That's the 7 minutes. So we thought, yeah, okay, so they messed up yet again in the final report. It's not the Cortez, he went to the D. But we didn't stop there. We decided to dig deeper, now questioning the Mesquite time, which it says he left at 2012. Now that time seems very precise. So we discussed it, and we thought that there were 2 ways that they could capture that time. Number 1, they caught the vehicle on CCTV somewhere leaving Mesquite and it is timestamped. Or number 2 is that they got the information from the pinging of the phone from the tower. So he went. So what we done? We went to the affidavit, and in the affidavit, in the search warrant, it says cellular telephone stroke wireless communications tower site locations and sectors for all account activity described above. Number 10, NELOS and or historical GPS information. And they wanted that information from the 1st of October 2016 to the 2nd of October 2017. So he said for us, okay, either one. But a word of caution. If they are coming from the pinging of the phone, that places the phone there, not necessarily the person. We're not speculating here, we're just stating the obvious. So now we come to the biggest head scratcher of this dive that we went into. And I've done a simple spreadsheet, which I'm going to share with you. And as I said, nobody else, I believe nobody else, have talked about this. So I started to look at distances, and from the Mesquite to the Ogden is 82.3 miles. Now, if he drove at an average speed of 65 miles an hour, it would take him 1 hour and 16 minutes. Now, you can check the maths on this. So if we go back to the reports and accept the times that are given, he left at 2012 in Mesquite and he arrived at 2100 hours. That is 48 minutes. That means to say that he averaged 103 miles per hour. That is not the top speed. That is an average. So, the head got a severe scratching. We've got no reason to doubt the 2012 because it's so precise. And we have to say that the footage that they said that they have of Stephen Paddock at the D leaving 2102 again is precise. This now shows that there's a man on a mission. So we started questioning it and we said, why would Stephen Paddock risk driving at this excessive speed just to get to the D and gamble? Guys, don't forget, he has 7 cases in the back of his vehicle carrying God knows what. Now, I'm not sure, but I think there's a distinct possibility that if we say he reached 115 miles an hour, because as I said, 103 is an average, there would be a risk of being caught. And that the fact that he would have been arrested, the car impounded, and possibly the contents of the suitcases would have been searched. So secondly, why would Stephen Paddock drive so fast just to gamble at the D when he could have just either drove a little bit slower or failing that, why not just drive straight to the Mandalay Bay just to gamble? As I said, this is not for us to speculate. You can do that in the comments below. Now, what I've just gone through, as I said, is a subsection that fits into a larger project. And as I said, at this moment, we've got 6 projects, and there's still a lot of work to be done. The points I've just gone through is now on a spreadsheet which Richard has created with a lot more information in, and there are certainly a lot of blank spaces waiting to see if there are answers in the forthcoming information dump. Well, that now leads me to say thank you for watching, take care, and finally to all of you, have a happy New Year.